What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be attempting to DIY Kylie Jenner's Louis Vuitton Monokini that she wore to Coachella a few years ago. And I will mention that this tutorial is going to be a little more advanced than most of my videos, so if you're stuck, then I'd suggest watching some other videos so you can get familiar with the methods that I use. For materials, we're using our normal items, nylon spandex fabric, rubber elastic, and various sewing tools. And I got the fabric on Etsy, which is going to be linked below. I made a pattern for this suit as well, so see the description for that. So the first step is going to be cutting our pieces. You're going to cut 2 of the front and leave about a 1/4 inch of allowance. Leave more allowance if you want to be on the safe side, but I usually do 1/4 inch. Another important thing to mention in this tutorial is that I did make some customizations that I thought would be a little more versatile and wearable. Namely, in the picture she has like this little button tie thing in the middle, but I did a knot tie instead. And I also decided to make the back straps adjustable instead of just a solid piece. Anyways, after cutting this piece, I'm going to fold it in half and trim around in order to make sure that it's completely symmetrical. Now I'm moving on to the second piece of the front, cutting out one more piece. Next, we'll cut 2 of the back bottom piece. For the back ties, cut 4 pieces this time, making sure that they're facing the correct direction so that they can be matched up with right sides together. So double check, and as you can see, they do match up right sides together. These are what the pieces look like so far. And finally, we're going to be cutting our straps. I'm making mine 1.5 inches by about 20 inches. Since these ties go above the neck, you can make them a little longer and trim them back if you need to. And now moving on to construction. Match up all your pieces as if you're making 2 different suits. One piece will end up being the lining and one will be the self, or the outside facing fabric. Sew the gusset area and the back ties on each side for both pieces. On one of the gusset piece, the lining piece, you're going to leave a 1-inch hole. So this is the self piece, and now as you can see, I'm going to do the lining piece. I'm going to sew just a little bit in, flip it over and sew again just a little bit in, and that ends up leaving a 1-inch hole. Now to attach the ties onto the bandeau portion of the suit. So now you should have 2 pieces that look like this. One of those pieces will have that hole in it. Next, you're going to match up your 2 pieces right sides together and pin the leg holes together. Don't worry about the upper section for now, we're going to be getting to that later. Sew the leg holes together. If you want to add elastic, now is the time to do so as well. For this tutorial, I just skipped the elastic altogether since I wasn't sure how it would turn out. Take the bottoms back to the right side and line them up with the front piece. Matching right sides together, take these sides and pin them together, sew across. So I'm taking the sides of the back and the sides of the front piece. So the tutorial only gets harder from here, so if you're lost already, then I'd really suggest you watch some of my other videos, especially the thong video that I posted right before this one. I sewed the hips off camera, so now your suit should look like this. Now on to the hardest section of the tutorial. I'm using the same concepts that I used for my reversible bottoms videos, but it's just a little bit weirder since it's a one piece. So find the 1-inch hole. Using 2 fingers, reach inside the suit and grab the 2 layers of fabric making the back of the bottoms. Pull these pieces through and line them up. You should have the rest of the suit sandwiched inside, meaning you're only sewing those 2 layers of fabric.
If I could have another chance to be there, I would do it all again. But I lost you, so there's only so much that I can do, like take down all the pretty pictures. You played for me. Forget the way you used to hold me, baby, and sell all the memories. When you used to write me poetry, you would tell me about my history. If I could have another chance to be there. So sew along this line and you'll notice that we're able to pull the entire swimsuit out as we sew. With this method, we're going to be able to finish off all of the seams for the rest of the swimsuit, all in this one step. And again, you should only be sewing 2 layers of fabric at a time, and those layers should always be right sides together. If one or both of these things aren't happening, then you're definitely making a mistake. So I slowed down the sewing clip a little more than I usually do, so you can observe me pulling the suit all the way around. You'll notice that when I hit the curve around the belly, that thin little piece, I'm pulling the fabric to make it almost to a straight line so that my serger doesn't cut the suit. And you'll notice as I progress the areas of the suit that I'm at. So after finishing the small piece, I'm coming along the underside of the bust, and now I'm on to the back ties.
I went back into the back section of the bottoms and finished off the little belly piece and onto the underside of the bust again. And now onto the back ties. So now the last seam that I have to finish is the top of the back ties and the neckline. So I'm doing that right now. Next, sew your straps by folding them in half with right sides together and sewing the length of the straps across. You can also add elastic. I will be using 1.5-inch rubber elastic. If you want to know where I get my materials, please see the description as I have a whole blog post on this. Using a loop turner, flip the straps out to the right side. So now we're going to insert our straps into the suit. Trim a small hole in the strap area of the suit while it's still inside out. Insert the strap all the way inside and sew across. You're going to repeat this with both sides. And now finally, we're going to find our 1-inch hole once more, and we're going to take the entire suit back to the right side. Once this is done, you'll notice all parts of the suit are sewn and it's pretty much complete except for that hole that we left. So now, to mimic that knot detail, I'm going to tie a knot by taking the top section and looping it around the middle and then bringing it through, tightening it and straightening it until it lays flat. Don't be afraid to kind of move the fabric around and play around with tightening it. If you're using woolly nylon thread, then it will definitely hold up. And our last step is going to be sewing our 1-inch hole using some sort of invisible stitch. I like to use a blanket stitch by hand. So here's our final product. I'm kind of surprised with how much I like it and how nice it turned out. I ended up making a few adjustments to the pattern afterward just for fitting reasons, but I do have the pattern available in the description. It's going to be free for a while, just in my size. I wasn't super happy with the sizing yet, so I want to make sure it's perfect before I put it up for sale. So definitely check that out while it's free. It's a good opportunity to get it. And thank you for watching. I will see you on Friday.